Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Marina here and I'm happy to welcome you to another video. If it's your first time here, you are welcome. My name is Marina. I make videos from Saskatoon in Canada where I've been sharing experiences that make settling into Canada easy for newcomers. Okay, so please do well to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification so you know every time I upload new content. To my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much. Guys, as at the time of making this video, we are so close, super close to 10,000 subscribers. And guys, I couldn't be more grateful to all 10,000 of you who have constantly supported this channel. The growth that we experience here is all because of you guys, and I'm so grateful. I appreciate you all so much. I'm hoping that by the time you're seeing this video, we would have hit 10,000 subscribers, but we are so close, guys, so close. In today's video, guys, I'm going to be talking about what tax filing is generally, the benefits of filing your taxes, common mistakes that you can avoid, and the benefits of using a professional to file your taxes. So if this is information that you're interested in, please do well to keep watching. Officially tax filing season in Canada. For the people who file online, they are able to do it sooner, but the official date is like March 1st. The deadline for filing your taxes is April 30th. We don't have any official announcement right now that indicates that is going to be extended. It was extended last year because of COVID, but this year it seems like it is still, as at the time of making this video, no official announcement had come out to suggest that it will be changed. Okay, so April 30th for filing personal taxes and June 15th for filing business taxes. That's one thing to keep in mind. So let's start from the beginning. What is taxes? What is filing taxes? What's a tax return? A tax return is like a form of forms that it's just like documentations that shows record of the taxes that you have paid, records of expenses and other pertinent tax information. That's what you submit to the government during tax filing. Disclaimer, guys, so I am not a tax professional. The information that I'm sharing here is not as a professional. This is my personal experience, what has worked for me, and the information that I know will work for other newcomers. As I understand, I have quite a number of subscribers who landed in Saskatoon last year, so you'll be filing taxes for the first time this year. I just thought I could share my experience to make that easy for you and point you in the direction of where you can get professional help if you need it. Okay, so I just thought I should put that out there. So the definitions I'm going to be using there will not be professional. They'll be in layman's language, like that every newcomer will understand. Okay, so in filing taxes, guys, long and short of the story is that we pay taxes in Canada, a lot of taxes. Okay, and then at the end of the year, you come back with a record of eligible taxes that you've paid to show the government for them to determine if you paid too much taxes or you paid too little taxes. So depending on your income, depending on your family income, you submit all the documentation to show the eligible taxes that you paid. I say eligible because it's not every tax you pay that you file when you're reporting to the government. Eligible taxes will be things like income tax, like what you paid on tuition or medical expenses and things like that. Those are considered eligible expenses that you can file when you're filing your taxes. Okay, so you bring a record of all these taxes that you've paid, and depending on your income, the government, which is the Canada Revenue Agency in this case, will look through it, do like an assessment and determine if you paid too much or too little. If you pay too much, that's when you get a tax refund. So if, for instance, based on my family income, they look at all my expenses and all my sources of income, and the government decides that, okay, your taxes, you should have paid $10,000 in taxes this year. But when I submit all the documentation with all the forms, the government looks at it and they're like, we deducted $12,000 instead of $10,000, so you get a $2,000 refund as a tax credit. Okay, in some other cases they might look at it and they're like, you were supposed to pay $10,000 but you paid $8,000 in taxes, which means you owe us $2,000. You guys, as a regular customer that has paid CRA back for a couple of years, I can tell you it is a very painful thing when it is very painful when you have to write that check or you have to do that authorization for your account to be debited to pay the government. It is painful. I've made a lot of mistakes in my tax filing years, and I've ended up paying back the CRA a couple of times, and I can tell you it is not fun at all. When the government says you are owing me, you are gonna pay it. And they give you a deadline within which you must pay it. If not, you are going to pay interest on top of it. So it's not fun at all to pay back the government. Who should file taxes? If you're resident in Canada, you are required to file taxes. Citizen, permanent resident, temporary resident, which means if you're an international student or you are on a work permit, if you have been in Canada for 183 days or more in the year, you are considered a resident and you will be required to file taxes during the tax year. Okay, whether you have a job or not, that's one very common mistake that we find newcomers make, to say, oh, I don't have a job, I didn't earn any income, so there's no need for me to file taxes. Absolutely not. Whether you have income or not, you are required to file taxes, because taxes is not just a reflection of tax you paid on income. It is a capture of a number of other things, because in filing your taxes and filing, especially if you have children, that's what is used to determine the benefits that you'll be eligible for in the new year. Okay, so if you file your 2020 taxes, that's what the government uses to determine how much benefits they will give to you in the 2021 year. So you must file taxes all the time, even though your family situation is unchanged or you don't have a job, you must still file taxes. So if you have children, that's what will determine how much childcare benefit you get. That's what determines if you will get the GST HST credit that is available to people of within a certain income bracket. I've talked about the federal benefits in Canada in a previous video. I'm going to be linking that on the screen and in the description box for you to check that out and get a general idea of what I mean when I refer to benefits. So it is in your best interest to file your taxes. So how the tax system in Canada works is that you file taxes on global income. You file the taxes when you're declaring your income while you're filing your taxes, you are supposed to be declaring global income. So what that means is, if you were, say for instance, you landed in Canada in September of 2020, but you had a job in your home country from January to like August, but you landed in Canada in September, when you're filing your taxes, you are actually supposed to capture the income that you made in 2020, regardless of where you made the income. Now, don't get it wrong, you don't have to. It doesn't mean that because you declared income you made outside Canada, it means you're automatically going to be taxed twice. No, that's not what happens. If you're able to show that you have already paid taxes on that income in your home country, then you don't have to pay tax on it in Canada. So you're not going to be taxed twice for the same income. And how the government does that is, Canada has tax treaty agreements with a number of other countries. They can very easily access your tax information from Canada. If your country of origin is one of the countries that Canada has the tax treaty agreements with, I understand that there are lots of countries that they have those agreements with. So if you say I have paid taxes, they can very well verify that information. And if there's no record that you have already paid tax on that income, then you will be required to pay taxes here. So it is on global income. And one very common mistake a lot of people make is that they don't declare everything. You guys, I can tell you this for free, it is very hard for you to cheat the CRA, right? And as a newcomer in Canada, trust me, that's not where you want to start from. You do not want to start by being on the bad side of the CRA. You cannot cheat the government. They are going to nab you one way or the other. Trust me. It's not like I've been nabbed though. Please, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I don't play those games, okay? For instance, if you're in Canada, you live in Canada, but you are getting rental income from another country, or you're getting investment income from another country, it is in your best interest to declare those incomes when you are filing your taxes. If you have already paid taxes in the home country where you're making this money, you will not be required to pay taxes on it twice. Okay, I just thought I should put that out there. That's a common mistake people make, not declaring all their income or not filing taxes at all. Another mistake I find is that people assume that you can claim all the taxes you pay. You guys, I got this advice, or this, I overheard somebody say this when I was still very new in Canada, that all your grocery receipts, when you go shopping, keep all your receipts, the government is going to give you the government is going to give you the taxes back. You guys, that's how I dedicated one whole cabinet in my kitchen for storing receipts. When it was time to file the taxes and they're like, okay, bring your documents to file taxes, Marina opened the full cabinet and I was almost drowning in receipts from Superstore from Walmart and all the places. When I go and buy rice, I'll keep the receipts like government is going to give me the money back. But actually that's not true. You don't get taxes back on every single expense that you make. Like I said, there are only some taxes that are considered eligible taxes for tax filing. Another mistake people make is that they don't keep their information up to date with the CRA. If there's any change in your contact information, you move to a different house, your phone number changes, your family composition changes, like, you should let the government know. You should be declaring that everywhere. Some of these benefits are determined considering your net family income and your family composition. Okay, so you must be declaring whatever changes it is that happen in your family. Well, another very common mistake is that people don't keep records. One very common rule of thumb is, if you're going to be claiming anything, if you're going to be claiming credit on anything that you're filing, you must have backup documentation for it. If, for instance, you say you paid daycare for your children for however couple of months, you must be able to at every time have backup documentation. So if you say I paid $6,000 in daycare fees, you must have a receipt from the one daycare or multiple daycares that add up to that $6,000 that you're saying you spent on childcare. You must have backup documentation for whatever expense it is that you're claiming, because the CRA can randomly audit you. They can randomly audit you and ask you to bring proof of taxes that you claim years before. You want to make sure that you have that information handy at all times. You guys, this whole process can be a bit daunting. Understand that at this point, some of you may be confused, like, okay, so how does this thing really work? How can I do this on my own? Yes, you actually can. There are online apps that you can use to file your taxes on your own, but you need to know what you're doing to even know what goes where. So by the time you gather all this documentation, how do you know that you're plugging the numbers in the right places? If you plug a number in the wrong place, the app is not going to tell you no, you're wrong. Or if you intended to write 2 zeros and you write 1, or you intended to write 1 0 and you write 2 zeros, those things at the end of the day can have consequences, because it will be like you misrepresented yourself. You declared the wrong thing on your taxes, and those apps don't really point it to you that you have made a mistake here. That's where a professional comes in. Now, I've used a number of different tax professionals to just look at my taxes to say, okay, what am I doing wrong? There are some people who are not able to fully explain to you like what you can do differently. Some people look at this thing, they understand what goes where, but it doesn't seem like the numbers that they are seeing tell any story to them for them to be able to give you proper advice to say, you know, if you make changes here, you can actually reduce your tax liability. There are legal ways to reduce your tax liability. There are legal ways that you can reduce how much taxes you pay back to the government without breaking any law. And not all professionals are able to sit down and fully explain that to you. Beyond just using a tax professional, beyond just picking anybody who says they're able to do your taxes for you, you need to be sure that you're looking at somebody who will be able to give you tax advice. They'll be able to give you advice based on what they're seeing that would reduce your tax liability without necessarily breaking the law, because there are legal ways, there are legal options you have to reduce tax liability, to reduce you paying the government back on a yearly basis. Okay, that's one benefit. A professional is going to scrutinize for errors. They are going to very quickly be able to correct errors when they see something that doesn't add up. Like I said, numbers are supposed to tell a story, and a professional is immediately going to hear the story that the numbers are telling, and they can point you in a different direction, give you professional advice. You're going to get the knowledge, the experience of them doing this thing year in, year out. It just takes the burden off you. And of course, if for some reason you are randomly picked for auditing, like I said, CRA randomly picks people and audits them. A professional is going to give you audit representation. It's like they become your representative with the CRA. Personally, I have used a number of professionals in Saskatoon, and I have not been as satisfied as I am now with the tax professional that I'm using. The tax professionals that I'm using right now is this organization called OO and Co Professional Services. They are located out here in Saskatoon, but I mean, in this virtual world, distance or location is no longer a problem. For me, I have gotten beyond just somebody as my representative with the CRA. I've gotten professional advice. I have gotten the knowledge and the expertise of these tax professionals is very tangible. Like, I think, you guys, my fingers are crossed. I haven't filed my taxes yet. I'm in the process, but it is looking like for the first time in a couple of years, I may not pay back the CRA. Father Lord, help me. That is because I got tax advice last year. I got professional advice last year, and there were changes I was able to make in the course of the year. And for the first time in a while, I am not going to be paying back, which is good news for me. And it can be good news for you as well. If you do not understand the process, this is your first time filing taxes, or you have been filing taxes and you don't understand what it seems like you're doing wrong, OO and Co Professional Services will help to clarify whatever doubt you have. I'm going to be leaving the contact information, the email address, and the phone number of my tax professionals in the description box. You might want to contact them for all your tax needs, for bookkeeping, for accounting, for fraud awareness, for payroll, for general accounting. This is your plug, guys. Something for you, my subscribers, for everybody who's interested in getting professional tax advice in this tax season. If you send an email to the email address that I have described and use Marina Esiri as the subject line, you're going to be getting 10% off the cost of professional services. So please make sure you're taking advantage of this. It's a small price to pay compared to the stress that you save yourself when you're getting professional representation with the CRA. You guys, the last thing you want to do is be on the wrong side of the CRA. It's not funny at all. You want to make sure that you're getting it right from the beginning, and who else to put you through if not professionals who know their job, professionals who have been trained, who have been schooled to do this thing for you. So please do well to send an email to that email address and make sure you indicate Marina Esiri in the subject line so that you can take advantage of the 10% discount. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching this video, guys. Thank you very much OO & Co for sponsoring this video. I hope you learned something from this. If not for anything, I hope that you have learned the benefits of filing your taxes and common mistakes that you can avoid. If you need more information, please do well to send an email to the email address in the description box. My email address is always in the description box of my videos. Please do well to send me an email. Yes, I know it is taking me a little longer to get to my email these days, and I thank you all for your patience. I'll get to the emails as soon as I possibly can. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys, and until I come your way in my next video, it is Marina saying thank you and have an awesome day. Bye, guys.